Hey, it's me, Tiffany. Welcome to my channel where I share all things pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood related. I'm a certified birth and postpartum doula, so that means that I support women and their families on their journey from conception to postpartum. If you haven't had a chance yet, please check out my website at www.nurturebytip.com, where you can check out my doula services that I offer and childbirth education courses, and you can check out my merch. So this news article is very disturbing to me. I think this is like the second story that I've done like on a grandmother that is not being such a grandmother. The story comes out of North Carolina, where the grandmother took the life of her 2-year-old grandchild. So I'm going to share the news clip with you and come back and I'll talk about it.
2-year-old granddaughter earlier this month in Greensboro. They reveal the child may not have been the only victim of abuse. Fox 8's Natalie Wilson has been diving into that, and she joins us now with more. And what have you learned?
Chad, some really disturbing information is in the warrants, which disclosed 2-year-old Sade, Will Hyatt, and her 5-year-old brother were staying with their grandparents at their home on O'Farrell Street while their parents were away. Police say both suffered abuse during their time at the home, and according to their grandmother, Rubie Thomas, who you see here, the parents leave the children with her for extended periods of time. Thomas says the 2 toddlers were at her home for about 3 weeks before Sade's death. She was found dead by her grandfather on April 1st with multiple bruises on her cold body on their living room couch. When she got to the hospital, the doctor said she had been dead for several hours. Sade's 5-year-old brother told officers their grandmother pushed her down the stairs and hit her with a belt. Search warrants say investigators then searched the home and spoke with family members. The children's maternal grandmother said the 5-year-old brother told her a few days before the tragedy that the 2 had been hurt by Thomas. He told her Thomas slammed their heads on the living room floor over a lost TV remote. Police questioned Thomas after Sade's death. She told them Sade fell down the stairs the day she died. She also said the children's parents never physically punished them, only fussed at them when they did something wrong. Investigators ruled Sade's death non-accidental and charged Thomas with murder and child abuse. She faces life in prison or even the death penalty if she's convicted. Ahead on the Fox 8 5 o'clock news, we'll hear from a local child advocacy center about the best way to go about reporting child abuse.
So y'all know what I'm about to say, right? I have so many questions. Number one, because when I was researching and reading, the article and everything like that, it was stating that, the grandparents would have their children like for an extended amount of time, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm wondering why that, is. I have my kids all the time. I know I told y'all I don't have no me time. Not to say that, if your parents have, your children, their grandchildren, there's something wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just trying to figure out like why, like what is the backstory? Like why did the grandparents, have these kids for like an extended, period of time? Number two, what the heck is wrong with people? Where do you go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where do you go in your mind to where you freaking get that upset at a little innocent baby? Like, this. And I think somewhere in the story they were talking about, because the remote control got lost. Now listen. In my house, I ain't gonna lie, I get upset when I can't find the remote control, because I do tell my children, hey, the remote control is to go right here, because you lose it. We're looking all around the house for it. You mad, you sad because you can't find the remote, and you point fingers at your sister, and all that kind of stuff. So yes, when you're done using the remote control, yes, put it back on the shelf where it was. But I ain't never got to the point where I'm, pushing my kids' head down in the dang on ground, or want to push them down the stairs, or causing them any type of trauma because we can't find a remote. If y'all can find a remote control, y'all just ain't gonna watch TV. I told you to put it back, you know what I'm saying, where it was. You need to find it. But especially a 2-year-old, and I think the sibling is like 5, they're learning. I know adult people who can't keep up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what makes you think that children are going to be able to keep up with things? They're learning. You know what I'm saying? It's your job as a parent or a grandparent to instill in them. You know what I'm saying? What they say, repetition is like the father of learning. So yeah, you may have to repeat yourself a few times. I know it may get annoying, but they're children. They have to learn. You were a child once. You had to learn. And the fact that you let your anger get the best of you and your response is to just automatically put your hands on the child or abuse them or beat them, you know what I'm saying, to the point where you take them off the map. And it's grandma. Grandma is the place where kids would go to get away from home. You know what I'm saying? You went to grandma's house to get spoiled. You got away with murder. Sorry, but you did. You got away with murder, you know what I'm saying, at your grandmother's house. My grandmother, which is my girl's great grandmother, you know what I'm saying? When them kids go over there, they can do whatever they want to. I done picked them up before they over there flipping and flopping and jumping on the couch and doing. I'm like, Grandma, I would be in so much trouble for doing that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, grandma's house, to me, but when I think about grandma, like, that's your safe haven. You get all the candy you want at grandma's house. You can probably stay up late at grandma's house. Grandma let you do whatever you want to do and then send you back home. But oh no, not this grandma. Grandma took her out, and that is horrible. Just, I don't know what's going on in society today. And then the fact, like, you know, when she was in court, she didn't say anything. She didn't look any type of way. You know, and the grandfather, I'm sure he's you know, heartbroken and hurt. Like, the sibling, and it's just a tragedy, man. Y'all, man, there's some type of warfare or something going on. Like, something is in the water. I don't know what it is, but we got to get this stuff together. This ain't making no sense to me. Like, this story, I have a 2-year-old, and I can never imagine, you know, even though my 2-year-old and my mama, they kind of beef a little bit. I have to tell y'all about this some other time. But I just can never imagine taking my children to my mother's house and her doing anything to harm them. I can't imagine it. That poor little innocent baby, man. My condolences, you know, go out to the family. I'm gonna be following this story just to see, like, what the outcome is, or, you know, what the motive, like, why I don't understand. I'm the type of person, I would hurt myself or do something to myself before I do anything to, you know what I'm saying, anybody else, unless my life was in danger, you know what I'm saying. But you're 2-year-old, you know, this is so sad. I want to get on here and share this with y'all. You know, what are y'all thoughts? Like, when y'all think about grandma, you know, what experiences did y'all have with grandma? I know maybe grandma may have probably, you know, some of y'all may have to deal with grandma who was no nonsense, probably brought out a switch every now and then, or, you know, a belt or something like that. But that was probably the most, you know, the highest it got. Like, I knew my grandma wasn't going to do any harm to me. If I was out of line, of course she's going to put me back in line. But to the point of taking my life, no. I thank y'all so much for watching. I just want to get on here and share that story with you all. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.